Welcome to the pod. I'm excited. I finally broke down and bought a camera. Still toying with lighting, it'll get better. But welcome to a high definition episode of Andre's Mind. And I got a mic. That's exciting. I'm not using a little HyperX anymore. I went Rode. And I was on a Zoom with some of the guys in the group yesterday, and they were saying, "We hear you so well." I'm like, "Yeah, I stopped being cheap." So, what are we going to talk about this episode? In this episode, I'm going to talk about current state of the markets, leadership, and self-development from a design perspective of who you are. I'll give you my story on how I figured out who I was with human design. I'll give you a little bit more of the backstory of my trading as well. So without further ado, let's hop into it. Jump the gun. Sports. Let's talk about some NBA trades and some boxing. Starting off, what everyone is here for, markets. Fed's left interest rates unchanged, which I think is wildly irresponsible. I'm saying that because that does not solve the underemployment crisis that Americans are facing, and even some Europeans as well. There's no reason why someone with a master's degree has to work outside of what they paid all of this debt for in order to make ends meet, or 2 to 3 jobs. The underemployment crisis is real, and everyone's looking at all these economic indicators. The economic indicators are not helping the people that are on the streets day in and day out, grinding day in and day out. Those indicators are meaningless. Give you an example. So, home for sale, $450,000. In a normal market, this is a $200,000 home, right? Me and my wife went to look at it. It's a potential investment property. Sellers aren't budging, and the house still hasn't sold. Realistically, what's a stretch goal? A stretch goal for that property, 289, maybe three max. Because again, it needs a lot of work, but the sellers are saying, oh, it's close to this point in the city, it's close to that. I know some inside information about what's coming to the city, and it's not really inside. If anyone dug, they would find it. But again, I think that this overinflated market has to crash. Now, what can the Fed do if they don't want the market to crash? They print more money. Then what has to happen? Everything goes up even more. Where is the accountability to the American people? There is none. The accountability is only to the Fed's bottom line to get overseas money to invest in their business. This is also why heavy traders like myself, we don't want to trade on US soil. They tax the living crap out of you. They manage your trades for you with first in, first out, FIFO. That is not attractive from a trader's perspective. And now I know a lot of brokers say, oh, we don't take US clients, but when you come to them with a substantial amount of money, they're going to throw that out the window and call you an accredited investor. Again, I've been there. I know it. So again, me being on this side and still being connected to the other side, the people are hurting. The people are struggling, and I don't see the Fed taking responsibility. You can't let hedge funds like BlackRock come in and buy up residential real estate. You can't let that happen. You can't let overseas corporations, I got to watch what I say here, come in and buy up residential real estate. That does nothing for the American people. When you think about countries like Malaysia who don't let you actually own land in their country, that's fucking smart because they care about their people. And again, that's just from an outsider's perspective. Maybe it's different on the ground, but then you look at Singapore, Malaysia with low crime. You do a crime, eh, you're done, you're gone. And then I'm not saying that should come to America, but what I'm saying it's accountability. If you know you get your hand chopped off if you steal something, are you gonna steal it? Probably not. Now, every country has its ups and has its downs, and I'm not saying that us here in the States should adopt that. What I'm saying is the Fed has zero accountability to the people. The Fed is only doing what the Fed wants to do for the Fed. The numbers are inflated. The numbers are false. And again, I'm not here to point fingers, but the numbers are false. Screw an NFP number. Oh, more jobs are created. Yeah, but those are lower end jobs. And again, let me ask you, what does that do for the people? It does absolutely nothing. What do I think the people should do? Well, stop spending your money at these big corporations. Do you remember the whole Palestine situation where people were talking about, oh, don't invest in the stocks, don't do this, don't do that. Here's the thing. Yeah, true. Don't invest in the stock. If you want to teach, I'm going to get so much crap for this, but if you want to teach the higher ups a lesson, your money is your attention. Say that again. Your money is your attention. If you keep putting your money into the American economy and your credit, nothing's going to change. Take a stand. It starts with the people. If you believe that you can do better elsewhere, do better somewhere else. Because I don't think it's going to end good for the States. I'm making backup plans just in case. I love it here, don't get me wrong. And as someone who has indigenous American DNA, I love this soil. And that's a rabbit hole in itself. But at the same time, for reasons of longevity, and may have to do something else. So people, and again, if you don't want to leave, start a side hustle, right? Learn how to trade, right? Start that online business, start selling that clothing lines, start doing whatever it is you want to do because at this point, the system gives no shits about you. I digress. So let's transition to self development. And we're going to start by talking human design. Now, this human design thing is not for everybody. It's not here to change your religion. It's not here to say, hey, you're a crap person. It's not here to justify any of that. What it's here for, it's here for you to get that deep understanding of who you are. So I'm going to use me as an example. All my life, I've been told to be one way. And internally, I don't want to be one way. I want to do a whole bunch of stuff. Hence, trading, podcast, helping people with courses, exercise, right? Starting this podcast. I'm starting to really, really enjoy all of this. And if I was to just sit there and do what people say, I would never be at the level of life that I am. And even in trading, hey, you can't trade this way. You have to do this. You should only be a scalper. You should only be a swing trader. I can do it all. That comes with being that comes with being the manifesting generator type is we do it all. We're the jack of all trades, and not everything will bear fruit. Some of it, honestly, is to keep the mind busy. And again, they're telling, hey, 8 to 10 hours of sleep. If I get 6 solid hours of sleep as a manifesting generator or a generator type, I'm okay. A good 6 hours, maybe even five. I get up at 4 o'clock every morning, be at the gym by five, sometimes 5:30. Go to my favorite coffee shop, grab some coffee. That is my thing. But if I listen to the traditional ways of society, get 8 hours of sleep, 8 to 10, I'm missing out on so much of my day that how can I find the time to be a dad? How can I find the time to trade? How can I find the time for the things that I enjoy and that I love doing? My point is this, you need to get to know you on the inside and on the energetic level. And human design offers that to you because at some points I thought I was crazy. Why do I want to do all this? I started cutting my own hair like 10 years ago. No, more than 10 years ago, before my daughter was born, before I even met while I met my wife. So maybe like 14, 15 years ago, because I would sit and watch the art of hair cutting and watch how skilled the barbers were. And I'm like, dude, I can do that. Like, I know I can do that. And I keep my son fresh, my 11-year-old, keep myself fresh. And when my 2-year-old's ready for his haircut, I'm going to take him to my friend. And after that, I'm going to take over. I'm cut my son's hair because I love it. It's a passion of mine. My daughter's curly hair, I do that. I'm trying to teach her how to do it so it's less work for me. But at the same time, I have a passion for hair. I have a passion for exercise. I wouldn't say a passion for diet, but I have a passion for exercise. I love moving my body. I don't like running, but I've been starting to do it because the gut's getting a little out of control. And kettlebell movement. I don't like doing the traditional weight stuff all the time and the aches and the pains that come with it. So I mix it up. I learned how to hinge the hips. I'm learning how to unlock the hips. I love kettlebell training. I love it more than traditional weight training. So I combine the two. I always start my workout with some kettlebell swings, some cleans, some presses. Man, a lot thrust, everything, squats. My leg day is 90% kettlebells because I'm passionate about it. I love it. And people look at me like, oh, yeah, this guy's doing some crazy shit in the gym. It's just who I am. I love it. I love it. And I don't let that stop me. That's just an example of another passion I have. I'm multi-passionate. That's the path of a manifesting generator. So I just choose now to live in it. Cooking. I love cooking. Went down the rabbit hole of how to make pasta and pasta sauce. I make my own pasta sauce from scratch. I whip up give me some ground beef, some pasta, or some rice and something. I'm gonna come back with a full course meal. And I love cooking, and it's actually in my human design chart that my environment is kitchens. Now, it doesn't always have to be kitchens in the sense, it's just an environment to where you can collaborate and put things together, and the kitchen's perfect. It's a creative spot. And when you think about it from a trading perspective, because that's my main source of income, I've created so many strategies just from a creating space and being on a Zoom with some of the members of my group. I just come up and create some cool stuff. I'll be on a Zoom and then a strategy will pop into my head and then I'll test it out and I'll keep it or scrap it. But that's the power of human design and getting to know the internal you and knowing how to move through life is responding for me. So for me, it starts as a thought and then it goes into the initiate and inform. I'm sorry. And then it goes into inform, initiate, respond, right? So this is why sometimes before I drop a course, I'll ask the followers on Instagram, hey, what should I do? What do you think? And I respond accordingly. And I'm responding according to my human design. And in turn, the response from the audience is good. And I say that to say this, if you're a projector, you're definitely going to operate differently. My wife's a projector. She needs her sleep. And the way that they need to move and speak to people is a little bit different from someone like myself. And to have a daughter, my daughter's a manifester. This girl can just do something. Like she started playing the guitar. She can just initiate. She said, I want a guitar. Inform. Got the guitar. She started putting in the work on it. Initiation. She's a martial artist. She taught herself spinning kicks and I just come in and I refine it. That's the power of human design. Like I love fighting, I love boxing, I love martial arts. And in my human design, I have that gate. I think it's gate 28, the gate of the fighter. I don't remember what it is, but it doesn't mean the gate of someone, oh, who just wants to sit and fight all day long. Right? It's just the gate that gives perseverance. And again, it's not telling you not to have your religious beliefs, but our creator created a system for us to understand who we are. And I personally think it's been hidden in gatekeeping and a few years ago it made it to the light. And it's not spirituality. People know it's new age spirituality. No, it actually goes back to the days of the old astronomer priests. If you don't know, the ancient priests were astronomers. Go figure. So I highly urge people to, if you have that yearn to know who you are, tap into your human design. It's a game changer. Now, let's transition to sports, basketball in particular. I'm disappointed in my Lakers. Again, I'm not a LeBron fan. I'm a Laker fan. I'm also super disappointed in the Clippers letting Paul George go to Philadelphia. He almost went to the Warriors, but I get it. Like, why would the Clippers want to trade him to the Western Conference? Makes no sense. But again, they let him walk for nothing. And what are you getting in return? Derrick Jones Jr. What is he is not filling Paul George's scoring shoes or even his defensive shoes or his shooting shoes. So I hate that he left. And it's more of a sentimental thing because his mom, right? His mom had that wild accident. I don't think it was an accident, but health to where it's hard for her to travel. But again, he had to do what was best for his future, his family, his kids. So it works out for him. He gets the money he wants. He gets to play in Philadelphia, which is a crazy sports city. And if they stay healthy, do they beat Boston? They have the potential to. But I'm saying right now, I don't know if PG can lock up Tatum. I think he can slow him down a little bit, but locking up Jason Tatum is a hard thing to do because Jason Tatum tends to lock himself up. But I think Philly, top two, top three team in the East, the Bucks didn't do anything. But when you have Giannis and Dame, you have an edge. But they didn't fill out their bench. They didn't get additional shooting. They didn't get additional defense. I'm not sure if Pat Beverly re-signed there or if he was even a free agent, but they're in the same spot that they were in last year. Now, I get it. Giannis was hurt, but at some point, Dame and Giannis have to figure it out. It has to be a healthy balance of control because Dame can hit those big shots. Giannis can get to the bucket and get some big shots, but he sucks at the free throw line. And I hope Giannis goes back to his shooting form he had his first couple years in the league. His shooting form was nice. He was hitting those shots. He was hitting free throws. Whoever changed Giannis's jumper needs to lose their job. I'm not going to say that. That's horrible. They should question what business they're in because they hurt that kid's game. So we'll see. My hometown Chicago Bulls, train wreck, freaking train wreck. but they need to rebuild. They definitely need to rebuild. I think they screwed up by getting rid of D Rose, listening to Jimmy Butler, and now Jimmy Butler is having issues in every single team he goes to. I blame Jimmy Butler. Again, I don't know Jimmy from hole in the wall, but if the rumors were true that he was saying, "Oh, Derrick Rose doesn't want it. We need to get rid of Derrick Rose. I need to be the leader of the team." I don't have any respect for that because D Rose is the hometown kid. Now, D Rose seems to have a lot of love for Butler, and I get it. I like Butler's story. Like a kid that came from nothing and is one of the best players in the NBA. But look at the record, right? And now I like how he just gutted Miami to the finals. He just off of gut and heart got them to the finals. And I see why Dame wanted to go there. I think Dame should have maybe just waited it out in Portland and then pushed it straight to Miami. Because man, a Butler, Dame in a Heat uniform, holy cow. And you got Bam, you got Tyler Hero. They might not have had Tyler Hero. He probably would have had to go to get Dame, but I jumped off the subject from Jimmy Butler. But I say that to say this, my hometown Bulls, you got rid of Alex Caruso. You have Lonzo Ball as the point, Kobe White. No playoffs again, maybe even no plan. So it's gonna be hard to watch. I used to want D Rose to go back to Chicago to retire a Bull. Now I hope D Rose stays as far away from Chicago as he freaking can because train wreck city. DeMar DeRozan is one of my favorite players, and Lakers missed out on him. Kings got him. If you follow my personal Instagram, which I'm not giving out on here, you can probably find it. It is what it is. I'm a notorious Kings hater. Comes with being a Laker fan, but we can pull the DeRozan off, and Kings got him. So now I can't hate on the Kings as hard as I used to because I like DeMar. So Kings fans, my homeboys are the Kings fans. I'm laying off. I might go to a couple more games this year. I went to a Clippers game because Russ is my guy. Now I might go just to see DeMar in the Kings uniform, just to watch him hoop. But spending my money to see the Kings play, what am I thinking? It just is what it is at this point. But the Kings got better. Warriors got better somewhat. It sucks to not see Clay in a Warriors uniform, but it's going to be intriguing to see him alongside Kyrie Irving and Luca. Luca is a willing passer. Kyrie has become a willing passer. Clay in the corner for three, and gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild. They lost DJJ, Derrick Jones Jr., but I think Clay is an improvement, but you lose the athleticism. They did keep some of the young bigs in the middle, but they gotta toughen up in that middle. That middle, it's gonna need some work, but we'll see. I think when they get back to the Western Conference Finals, yeah, can they beat Denver? Yeah. Denver didn't get better. Oh, my Lakers. We drafted Bronny. I actually think Bronny's going to be a good NBA player, but it's going to take some time. He has the ability. I think he has all-star potential, not superstar. But again, I'm on this end, right? I'm just the one talking about it on the podcast. Ugh, we'll see. But we did not get any better. And LeBron took a pay cut. Cool, right? I can't say that if I was in his shoes that I would do the same because you're in the twilight of your career. Well, why not earn as much as you can? I don't know if the Lakers win another title. I don't. I definitely don't. Not with the rookie head coach JJ Redick. He made one NBA Finals run with Orlando and got destroyed by Kobe. So I don't know what Kobe's looking down on this team saying, but it's probably not good. So we'll see. Boxing. One of my favorite fighters, Shakur, put on a boxing masterclass. Gets a lot of hate because he doesn't have that knockout power like Tank Davis has, but they're two different fighters. I can't give any advice to Shakur. He'll beat my ass, right? But I would like to see him change his training style up a little more because he can find those openings. But if you can find those openings with some power, he would be the boogeyman. Now, I think no one's fighting Shakur simply from the I think no one's fighting Shakur simply from the point of there's no money in the fight now. He couldn't knock out Artem, right? It was there. Artem started using his movement. He didn't cut the ring off. It's on Shakur. Shakur's a defensive fighter, similar to Floyd. But at what point do you change things up a little bit, right? Get better. He's awfully settled in his ways. Do I think he can beat Tank? No. I think he can beat Devin Haney, right? But it'll be a 12-round fight because these guys ain't knocking nothing out. So I would want to see Shakur also fight Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo's good on his feet, great movement, has some power. Shakur has to fight better competition, and he just left Top Rank. This was his last fight. I think he's discussing stuff with DAZN, and Top Rank offered him five fight, 15 million, so 3 million a fight, which is more money than he's made. And then you have pay-per-view, but he's not a pay-per-view fighter, not yet. So I think before he starts calling out guys like Tank, Lomachenko, the resume has to be just a little bit better. So we'll see. I think Shakur has a bright future. Maybe he should fight Isaac Pitbull Cruz, right? And he said Pitbull ducked him. Again, I don't know what that looks like. But again, if he can get in the ring with Pitbull, I don't know Pitbull to turn down a fight like that, right? But again, if you're Pitbull and you are more of an attraction than Shakur, Shakur may have to settle and fight Rolly. And I don't know what Rolly's thinking of doing after that hardcore loss to Pitbull Cruz. I think that's a good starting point. Maybe try to get Tio in the ring. We'll see. But that brings me to Tank. It says something about Tank that he outboxed Pitbull Cruz at the last minute when Rolly pulled out. But the fact that Rolly couldn't handle Pitbull and he was thinking, oh, I was beating Tank up. Tank was going to knock you out regardless. But the fact that Pitbull could knock Rolly out and the knockout was there, that says something about Tank. Now, let me get to Ryan Garcia. The fact that Devin couldn't really touch Ryan, Tank knocked him down with a jab, knocked him out for the TKO with the liver shot. What does that say about Tank? And the way he dismantled Frank Martin, man, Tank is a different animal and the same beast, like that Kobe commercial. So Tank needs his credit. Tank is a better boxer than he gets love for. So again, let's see where all this takes us. I'm gonna wrap it up. In closing, I want to say thank you for tuning in. My thoughts and prayers are with the American public and just the worldwide public, that all the crazy stuff that's going on. You can follow me at Andre's Charts. The sign's back here somewhere and it's reversed. I should probably fix that. Follow me on Instagram at Andre's Charts. Like, comment, share all the YouTuber things. To know yourself, you can book a human design session with me. There are only 150 US. I'll break you down in a good way and help you validate you to you. I do offer trading courses on my IG. So again, check the pin post there. But again, thank you for listening. I hope you like the quality of this. I'm still toying with the lighting on this camera. I might have to get another camera, but I mean, if it's not broken, don't fix it. But this is going to definitely look way better than anything else. Guys, I appreciate you all. And I'm going to film a new Q&A soon for the IG, and it will have better quality. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Cheers. I'll talk to you next week. Or maybe again this week. I don't know. Cheers.